Welcome to the deep dive. You know that feeling, right? Sometimes you're amazing when people are watching, other times, well, not so much.
Uh-huh. Total flop sometimes.
Exactly. Today we're getting into social facilitation. It's all about how just having other people around affects how well you do things.
Yeah, why being watched can sometimes feel like, I don't know, a boost, and other times just kryptonite.
So our mission today is to figure out why we sometimes shine and sometimes stumble when there's an audience.
Right. And it's about the mere presence. Like you said, it could be real people, imagined people. Even just knowing your performance data might be seen later on. It all seems to matter.
Okay, so let's dig in. What's the main theory here? What did the research show?
Well, the big one is Zhejiang's theory. It's pretty influential.
Zhejiang, great. What did he propose?
He basically said that having others around increases our general physiological arousal. Like our baseline energy level goes up.
Okay, arousal goes up, and then what?
And that heightened state makes our dominant response, the thing we're most likely to do anyway, even more likely to happen. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So if I'm doing something simple, something I know really well, my dominant response is probably the correct one.
Exactly. So the arousal helps you nail it.
Yeah.
Maybe even faster or better.
And here's the flip side, I guess. If it's someone complex or new, something I haven't mastered.
And your dominant response might be, well, the wrong one. Or at least mistakes are more likely. And the arousal just amplifies that.
Right. Like trying to parallel park with someone watching versus doing it alone.
Yeah.
Or giving a presentation you've rehearsed 100 times versus trying new software in a meeting.
Precisely. That's the core idea.
Yeah.
Easy tasks get a boost. Difficult ones can get harder. It's about that dominant response.
So it's not just in our heads. There's a real, physical thing happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Your alertness level increases. It's thought to be a pretty fundamental response, maybe from, back when being aware of others in your vicinity was crucial for survival.
That makes sense. And the examples you hear, like athletes, they often perform better on skills they've drilled endlessly in front of huge crowds.
But brand new play or move, maybe not so much under pressure. Same for students, right? Acing practice questions alone, but maybe freezing up a bit during the actual exam with everyone else there.
Okay, but there's more to it than just arousal, isn't there? What about feeling like you're being judged?
Yes, that's a really important layer. It's called evaluation apprehension. Basically worrying about what others think of your performance.
So on top of the general revving up from people being there.
You add this anxiety about being evaluated. And that could really push performance one way or the other, again, often depending on how confident you are with the task.
That feels very true to experience. But people react so differently, don't they? Some seem to just thrive when the pressure's on.
Oh, definitely. And that brings up individual differences. Things like general anxiety levels, personality, maybe how confident you are in that specific skill. It all seems to play a part.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all effect.
Not at all. Past experiences with being watched probably matter too.
And thinking about audiences, it's not just people physically in the room anymore, is it? We're sort of on stage online a lot more.
That's a huge point. Does a virtual audience count?
Yeah.
The research suggests, yeah, it absolutely can. Knowing you're being streamed, recorded, that your work stats are visible.
Or just the potential for likes, comments, shares.
Exactly. It can trigger that same feeling of being observed and, crucially, evaluated, even without physical presence. Think about monitored sales calls or online gaming, or even just posting your work online.
Okay, so if we understand this social facilitation thing, how can we use it? Like practically, in school or at work?
Well, for skills people are good at, performing in front of others can be motivating. Maybe presentations for students who've practiced, or letting skilled employees demonstrate their work.
A bit of a spotlight can be good sometime.
Right. But for learning something new or tackling really complex stuff, maybe a quieter, less public setting is better. Less pressure, less chance for that arousal to amplify mistakes.
Makes sense. Provide the right environment for the task difficulty. Now, just to be clear, this is different from that other group effect, social loafing, right? They sound related but aren't the same.
Oh, totally different. Yeah, good distinction to make. Social facilitation is about how an individual's performance changes when watched.
While social loafing is...
That's when people put in less effort on a group task because they feel kind of anonymous, like their own contribution won't be noticed or measured. It's almost the opposite. Performance often goes down in loafing, whereas facilitation can enhance it for simple tasks.
Got it. So wrapping this up, the core takeaway seems to be being watched increases arousal, which boosts our dominant response. Good for easy stuff, potentially bad for hard stuff.
Pretty much. And that layer of evaluation apprehension, worrying about judgment, adds another dimension. Task complexity and your own skill level are really key.
Okay, so here's a final thought to leave you with. We live so much of our lives online now with this constant potential for an audience, even if it's invisible. How might that be subtly changing our experience of social facilitation day to day? Are we always slightly on
That's interesting. That constant potential observation.
something to think about? That's all for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.